Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today we're going to be talking about a few systems, including now Hurricane Iota, as well as the two impacting the US. So let's get right on into it. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. So we have a lot of wind advisories and high wind warnings in the central part of the country, west of the Appalachian Mountains. This is because of one of our systems that we're going to be talking about, as well as this tornado watch, the tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warnings. That is also part of the system that we're going to be talking about in a little bit. We'll get more into this in the models because I can show you why this is here. These winter weather advisories are because of our other system, so we'll talk about that later as well. But let's go first to the satellite. There's these two systems, one moving onto the west coast, one in the central part of the country. And we can see those here on the radar, line of thunderstorms. That's why that the severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado watches are there. A few areas getting snow: Minnesota, Wisconsin, as well as parts of the Rocky Mountains. So let's move on here real quick to the National Hurricane Center. So we're going to talk about Iota here. Right now, maximum sustained winds of 75 miles an hour, minimum central pressure of 989 millibars, and is moving west at 5 miles an hour. Now, if we go down here to the warnings and cone, we can see that hurricane warnings are in place for the coastlines of Honduras and Nicaragua. Tropical storm warnings extend out from there. We also have a few islands under tropical storm and hurricane warnings, and a hurricane watch around the one island with a tropical storm warning. But this is now expected to become a major hurricane and hits almost identically. This cone is almost identical to Ada's cone, and this spot of impact here in Nicaragua is almost exactly where Ada made landfall, and they're just starting to recover from that. A village was supposedly wiped off the face of the earth because of Ada. And just look at this system here. This current wind extent here is pretty much symmetrical, and that means that this is a pretty well balanced storm and probably going to lead to some rapid development here over the next few runs of the hurricane hunters and the next few NHC updates. So the picture tomorrow might be completely different than today, but this is expected to rapidly weaken once it makes landfall. So let's move on here to current storm information. So we have global and hurricane models showing that trend that the National Hurricane Center is showing, but then we have the GFS here showing a more parallel track to the coast, and the GEPS is still sticking with that, riding the coast of Honduras and then taking a dive inward track. Intensity guidance is really what I want to show here. Now expected, the overall trend, the cluster, the models here, showing Cat 3 or Cat 4, and then over 24 hours after landfall, it's down to a tropical storm, and after 48 hours, it's down to a tropical depression. So definitely going to rapidly intensify and rapidly weaken in the next 96 hours. So the next 4 days are going to be very interesting to watch down in Central America as Iota is making its final approach. So let's move on here to the NAV 3-kilometer model. So we're going to talk about two systems. This central system here, we're not going to be talking about the wintry portion, we're not going to be talking about the heavier rain portion, we're going to be talking about this line of thunderstorms that is going to push across the Mississippi River Valley, and then a new one sets up during the late hours of tomorrow into Monday morning in the northeast, and then this system pushes off the coast. But there is some snow in Minnesota and Wisconsin, as well as parts of Michigan, as well as snow in northern Maine. We also have heavy rain with this storm as well. We'll get into that in a little bit. Then we have multiple systems pushing onto the coast of the Pacific Northwest, bringing some snow to the Rockies. But other than that, there's this blocking high pressure kind of keeping them out of the central part of the US, and they'll probably all go over into Canada. So let's just take a quick look here. First up, total accumulated precipitation, we can see some areas getting higher amounts, especially on the west coast. On the east coast, you can see parts of Canada getting 2 inches plus, but mostly half an inch to 2 inches in that blue shade. Now, in terms of snow depth, we can see most of this is in the Rocky Mountains, possibly a foot plus in some spots, but really not much. So that is all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.